Yo, welcome back YouTube. RDM back at you with another banger of a video. Today we got the exotic showcase that you guys have been asking for. You guys keep asking, where's the Mimic? Where's the Sandbot? But I got it for you right here. We're gonna be doing some individual testing and we're gonna be doing a full team of all the exotics. Make sure you stay tuned. Do not miss out on that. Let's get straight to the video though. So of course, to make this video, we have to have the units that we need. Let's go ahead and accept this trade from DRX. So we are gonna be borrowing DRX's Shiny Wumbo Mimic. Of course, we have to get all the units we need to test all of the exotics. We are only missing two. I did borrow one from a friend. I got the Shiny Wumbo San Patrick. I have a Shiny Wumbo Mega Hydra Karen. I have a Gary Anna ult. I'm gonna send it over. I'm gonna do that off camera. And of course, we have to use DRX's Shiny Wumbo MimicBob. We're going to go ahead and accept the trade. Actually, I'm not going to accept the trade. I completely forgot. We're going to go ahead and give him our Sandrobot so that way he has something to use for his grinding. But shout out to DRX. It seems like he's our new unit plug. So now that we have the Shiny Wumbo MimicBob, let's go ahead. Let's start adding all of the units to our team. We're going to go ahead and do it in order. You already know how we like to do it. The first slot is going to go to Hydra Karen. The second slot goes to Patrick Sandrobot. Then we gotta add the MimicBob, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the Gary from my alt account now. Also, of course, I'm gonna shout him out. I know I forgot to because I didn't get the trade on camera, but the Shiny Wumbo Patrick Sandrobot did come from a good friend, Jordan Banfordays. He's in the Tides Discord. You guys have probably seen him around here and there. Big shout out to him. Now that we have every single exotic unit that is in the game, the three that can be Shiny Wumbo, and of course the Gary can't be Shiny Wumbo. It's not accessible in this game. There's no exotic Shiny Wumbo pot. Otherwise, I'm sure we would have one in the game already. But let's go ahead and get straight to testing. Now that we're back in the lobby, I'm going to go ahead and hop straight into the boss battles. I'm going to change my pets up to the best pets that we can possibly have. But we're going to go into the boss battle with all four of the exotics, and then we'll start testing them one by one. You already know the deal. The rule is Mega Hydra Karen 1 for anything for secrets and above. So we're in Hydra Karen 1. 10 seconds in, it's already done about 3 million damage. I am aware I'm 1 level off of the Hydra Karen, 2 levels off of the Sandrobot. I will get those up before we do the single individual testing. I just want to see what these 4 units can do together. So in total, it took about 40 seconds for the 4 units, about 10 seconds per unit. That's not too bad for one of the best boss battles you can run. 38 seconds used to be the best time you could have when the Hydra Karen 1 first came out. There used to be a time where we didn't have any boss battlers. No one was good against the boss battles except for the line units. And now, the units that we get are cracked every time. Let's go ahead and go back in the lobby, make sure we have level 50 on everything, and we're gonna hop straight into the individual tests. So we're here. I was gonna get set up for the new video, but these guys are all here supporting. They all stopped. They all started saying stuff to me. I was messing with them. I said, should I press the record button? They all went crazy. We already know. We got to keep the grind on though. Shout out to these guys. Big W supporters. It's feeling like every time I join a lobby now, there's at least 3 to 4 of you guys that are just swarming around me. I can't tell you how much it makes me smile, guys. It really does. I appreciate your guys' support so much. Enough getting sidetracked. We're going to go ahead and hop straight into the Hydra Tier 1 with the Hydra Karen. How odd that's going to be, Hydra Karen versus Hydra Karen. So let's go ahead and hop straight into Hydra Karen 1 with the Hydra Karen. Alright, Hydra versus Hydra. Let's see how long it takes for Hydra Karen, only Shiny Wumbo with no stars, no power patty, to kill the Hydra Karen.
Later that night.
Oh, my bad, guys. I was starting to snore there for how long it was taking the Hydra Karen to beat this Hydra Karen. This thing has taken almost 3 minutes. I thought Hydra Karen was supposed to be good. But you already know this is just boss battles. Hydra Karen has a really slow animation. That's not where Hydra Karen shines. It's in her ability that she shines. So in total, it took the Hydra Karen 3 minutes and 7 seconds. I took a little nap in between how long it took for the Hydra Karen to finish. So I'm going to go ahead, load it up with the Sandbot. Hopefully it's faster than 3 minutes and 7 seconds. This was crazy. So we're going to load back up right into the Hydra Karen 1. This time we have the Patrick Sandrobot, Shiny Wumbo level 50 with the Neptune's Crown, Sea Bear, and Sidekick. And we're going to hope for a better time than the Hydra Karen. Surely it doesn't do worse, but we already have to test the boss battles. If we're gonna test the endless, you guys already know. We are still hunting for that best boss battles team. We are checking every day with new units all the time. When I do finally find out the best 6 that you can run for your boss battles team, I will of course make a video on that, and you guys will all be the first to see it, first to find out.
5 hours later.
After an even longer nap than I got from the Hydra Karen, this Patrick Sandrobot took even longer. Jeez, that's not good. Let's go ahead and hop straight in with the MimicBob and see if they could do any better. Another AoE. It's probably going to take another 3 minutes. So we're back on Hydra Karen 1 yet again with the shiny Wumbo MimicBob. This one has Power Patty with the Sea Bear sidekick, so it does have a slight advantage with the Power Patty. But I'm going to go ahead and set my pillow up, get my blanket ready, because we already know we're going to be here for a while.
3 hours later. Many hours later.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
All right, we're here the next day because that's how long it took for the MimicBob to finish their run. So we have 3 minutes and 33 seconds for the playtime on the Hydra Karen 1 for the MimicBob. Let's go ahead, hop in with the big dog, the one we don't actually have to sit here and take a nap for, the Prehistoric Gary. So we're back on Hydra Karen 1 with the true boss killer. We have Prehistoric Gary. He's gonna melt this boss like no other. That's what Pierce units do. My guess is going to be about a minute and 15 seconds, but we'll be back. So my guess was about a minute 15, not too far off. We're about 1,000,000 damage away, so we will be finishing it with about a minute and 20 seconds, maybe a minute 25. That is not too bad for the Prehistoric Gary. You already know that's the true boss killer. Let's go ahead, hop into the endlesses. Let's get prepared. Ew, guys, you won't believe it. I'm on Con Street. I can't believe I'm doing the endless map that I always talk bad on. I can't stand this map, but I think it's only fair for the exotics to get a fair run with the easiest map in the game. Let's see how far these units can truly get. So we do have the Krusty Krab down. I am going to turn it to 1x, make sure we don't leak as soon as possible. Placed our second crabs. Let's go ahead, put down 2 upgrades. We're maxing 1 out. The other one still needs 3 more upgrades, but we should be able to place a Hydra just before it starts to leak. We do. We can place a Hydra. We're going to place it right in the center. Now it's not getting any type of Gary help, so it could still leak depending on how much it misses, but it's only fair that we count it because we're getting no help on any of these exotics. It's pure runs. We're gonna go ahead, finish upgrading these Krusty Krabs. Let's go ahead and check out this Hydra Karen's damage. With my pets, it starts out at 233,000 with 1 second of cooldown and a 58.5 range. I'm gonna go ahead, turn on the 5x, hope that he doesn't leak, and then we're gonna go ahead, upgrade it all the way so we can see how much damage it does at max. So we do have enough just about to max it out. We're gonna go ahead, click every single upgrade. It maxes out at 347,000, a 0.9 cooldown, and an 83.5 range. That's with Sea Bear, even with the lower range and a longer cooldown. That is not bad, but we run Sea Bear because it does boost the damage of your abilities, but it doesn't change the cooldown rate of it. So we placed all 3 of the Hydra Karens. We are going to upgrade them all the way to max. It shouldn't take too long, but we'll be back at around 250, maybe 300, because we already know this thing is going to get pretty far. We're back on 303. These Hydras are basically mopping the floor with these enemies. They're not holding up any type of challenge. Let's go ahead and check the damage stats so far. 10 million on one, 9 million on the other, 5 mil on the other, so this one's not doing too much. I think that's the last one I placed. So I am gonna run 5x for the rest of the run. I'm not turning it down at all. I'm keeping auto skip on. I will be using abilities the entire time. I promise you there will be no time in between. I am not letting these units down. I will not let me be their downfall. So I'm currently hands off at the moment. I have a macro going just to make sure that I don't mess up any of the boss abilities, and just so that way everything stays fair. It might click through, it might miss a couple of seconds, but for the most part it is going to be the same. I'm also going to do the same exact thing with the Sandrobot and with the Mimic and the Prehistoric Gary. So we'll be back when this is over. So I didn't make it back before it was over, but we did make it to wave 616. It was a total of 1.49 billion damage, 5,936 takedowns. Not too bad for the Mega Hydra Karen. Let's go ahead and hop straight in with the Patrick Sandbot. So we are going to go ahead and take a quick shortcut. We're going to open up the daily rewards, try and see if we can get some playtime reward luck. We only got mythic chest for the first one. We're going to open up the other 20x luck. We'll open up the 5x, and if we get anything good, I'll show it on camera. If not, the next time you'll see me is going into the endless with the Sandbot. So I'm just remembering as I'm going going into this endless A on Con Street. If you guys didn't know anything about me, I did hold the world record at one point. This was pre-nerf pets. It was a duos record with somebody else, but I was a part of it, so I was a world record holder at one point in time. But let's go ahead, hop straight into this endless. Let's see what the Sandbot can do. Is it better than the 616 Hydra Karen? So I did skip ahead a little bit. I was starting to stutter, my bad guys, but I did get my Krusty Krabs down. I did place the Sandbot. I'm gonna max my Krusty Crews out. Let's go ahead, max the Sandbot out. I'm gonna place one so that way we can see what the damage starts out at. I'm pretty sure we can get pretty good coverage here. The damage starts out at 85,960. That doesn't look too great, but it is AoE, so those numbers are a little bit funky. They're gonna be doing that to everything within this circle. It's a 1 SPA cooldown and a 44.5 range. Not too hot on the range either, but the good thing about Sandbot is that his ability only lasts for 60 seconds. His cooldown, it's only 60, so you do get a cooldown way faster than the Hydra Karen. Let's go ahead, max these out. Let's see, 127, almost 128,000 damage, 0.9 SPA, 63.5 on the range. Not too bad for an AoE, but let's go ahead and wait till we get a little bit stronger enemies and we can start using these abilities. So you guys can't tell by my voice, but it is late at night. I have been sitting here trying to push out videos. I've been trying to grind, push out the content for you guys. This support is absolutely insane from you guys. You guys push me to want to be better. I'm trying to get better with my editing. I'm trying to get faster with my recording. If you guys have any tips or you guys have any suggestions on things I could change, I'm open to hearing any comments. If you guys know anything about my videos, I do look at and respond to most of my comments, or I at least look at all of them. I do read every comment. I try to like all of them, unless you guys are just being rude asking for units. That's not a problem. If you guys want some new units or if you guys want free units, let's just try and be nice about it and just make sure you show up for the live streams, because that's when we do our big giveaways. But like I said, you guys push me to be better. I'm gonna start trying to put way more edits into the video. You guys already know how I am about my baby pearl. I'm hoping to have more fun personality moments like that with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it too. I've seen a lot of the comments, they do say a bunch of baby pearls, as well as in the game people keep walking up to me and saying the same, so that means it's a good sign that hopefully you guys like it. But you already know we'll be back when this endless is starting to get a little bit harder, or when it's over. And we're back, 658 on the waves. Not too bad for the Patrick Sandrobot. It's gonna be 2.58 billion damage, 6,342,000 takedowns. Let's go ahead and move on to the shiny Wumbo Mimic. We're back in the lobby. We have the MimicBob. We're gonna go ahead and load straight up into a Con Street A, and we're gonna see how far this MimicBob can get. So you already know we have to go ahead, hit the 5x. Let's go ahead and place our Krusty Krabs. Let's start this wave and let's place our MimicBob so that way we don't leave. So we did upgrade the Krusty Krabs. They are maxed out. I'm not gonna place a third one. 2 is enough. We're gonna go ahead and check the MimicBob stats. We're at 119.5 damage, 119,000, 0.7 on the cooldown, 56.8 on the range. We're gonna go ahead, upgrade this thing all the way to the max already. 173,000, 0.6 on the cooldown, and a 76.8 range. Those numbers are looking pretty good. I'm pretty sure those are better than Sandbot. I'm not sure if the animation is quicker than Sandbot's, but we'll know based off of how far this gets in the endless. We're gonna go ahead, place the other 2. I'm gonna go and try and find the best spot for these, and we'll be back at around maybe 200, 300. We'll see. We're here. We're back on wave 207. These MimicBobs, they're obviously not going to be taking any damage anytime soon. This is a little too easy for the guys. I will be macroing the abilities, of course, just like the other 2, but I do want to take this time to say, if you've made it to this far in the video, go ahead, comment down below, what do you guys want me to test next? You guys already know we're dropping bangers almost every day, and I'm always willing to test whatever you guys want to see. If you guys want to see the best line unit, if you guys want to see the best Pierce unit, if you guys want to see just the best legendary, even the best common, I'm willing to test whatever for whoever, whatever you guys want to see. So go ahead and drop those suggestions down in the comments below. We're on a brand new mount from the Friday's update, and we're back on 408. These MimicBobs aren't really struggling at all. I'm gonna go ahead and start hitting up the macro right now and start macroing these abilities. I don't want to be unfair to MimicBob. We're gonna get the same macro just like the other 2, and we'll be back when it either gets harder or when this is over. We're on wave 603. The dirty bubble is coming through pretty fast, but we did kill it. It did kill in time. I'm pretty sure that we are not going to beat the Sandrobot's waves even with the power patty on the MimicBob. We're on 617. This is the moment where Hydra Karen lost, so we'll see if it can pass Hydra Karen right now, and it can. So I am going to keep doing the macro. This is going to be crazy. I'm pretty sure this is going to beat the Sandrobot, but I do think it's only only due to the power patty. I think if these were the same equal units, it would be about the same, if not exactly the same. We are at almost 650 with no leaks. But I do think we're about to leak right now because the macro is a little behind. It's missing out on some seconds because I don't want to cheat and manually use the ability. See, as you saw right there, it did skip. We did leak a little bit. This might be it. 645. It's looking like we're going to get one more leak before it's all over. So it's looking like we're going to come to an end here. 658. Not too bad. I might have to go back and check the VOD, see if it did do better than the Sandrobot, but I'm pretty sure that is only due to the power patty. Still, not a bad unit. I think we underestimated MimicBob. We definitely overtook his nerf, and we saw that he changed his ability time from 3 seconds all the way to 60 seconds. So everyone thought that he became really bad and no one started using him again. His value even dropped super hard because people really thought that he was not good anymore. I think this unit still might be top 2 in the game. Let's go ahead and hop straight back into the lobby. Let's get the Gary and let's see how far a level 50 Gary can make it in Con Street. So we're back in the lobby with the Gary. It's got Neptune's Crown, no power patty. Let's go ahead, hop straight back into the Con Street. Let's go Endless A, and let's see how the Gary can do. I have high hopes. I think it's going to do better. So we're back on Con Street Endless. We have our Krusty Krab placed. We're going to go ahead, upgrade that thing as much as possible. We're going to go ahead and place the second one so we can get the Gary down, hopefully with no leaks. We did place the Gary. Hopefully it can keep up with the enemies. I know it is a Pierce, so it might not be able to line up just like it normally does, but we got to try. So you guys already know Pierce units, line units, we have to line it up right where the start is. We're going to line it up perfectly with the trail. I'm going to replace this Gary. We're going to replace both of them. Let's see how close we can get it to the next Gary. All right, we're hoping that the range is going to become pretty large for this one because it is a little bit further back. If not, I can replace this. We can move it to somewhere better, but I'm going to go ahead, upgrade this all the way. Let's look at the initial damage. 511,000 on the dot. Perfect. 1 SPA, 51 range. Not too bad for the Gary. That's the highest numbers that we've seen so far, but it is Pierce. You guys already know they up the Pierce damage. They up the line damage. They like to overpower those numbers, but it's because it doesn't hit everything. So we're gonna go ahead, fully upgrade this thing. We got 4,000 coins left, 773,000 damage, 773 and a half, 0.9 on the SPA, 76 range. Not too bad for the Gary. This thing is cracked. You guys know the rules. We'll be back at around 300 to get a little update. So we're back on 223 with the Garys. Obviously not an issue, but I do want to bring up, I went back through the video and you guys have already seen it, but I had to remember the MimicBob and the Sandrobot, they tied. They both got 658. So with the power patty, the Sandrobot would have done better. The MimicBob is still a close second. That is not too bad, not too shabby. I cannot lie. What a big W from the MimicBob. So underrated. So we're back on wave 418 and these Garys are absolutely killing it. They look like they have no stop in sight. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start the macro now so that way they don't miss out on any abilities, and we'll be back when they either start to leak or when this is over. So I am sitting here macroing the abilities. We are on 624. This isn't looking difficult for us at all. I do just want to say though, if you guys can't tell by my voice, especially when I said let's get to the Mimic, I was super tired last night. We are on a separate day now. It is in the morning, so I am gonna go eat, but I will be back with the final results. I'll see you guys there. I'm back from my breakfast, and would you look at this? Waves 686. This thing's not even shiny Wumbo. It doesn't have power patty. This thing is easily the best unit in the game at this moment. What a crazy unit considering that it's free to play. So we're back in the lobby. I am gonna go ahead and equip the best versions of these exotics that I can get. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to find somebody with the shiny Wumbo 5-star Mimic that's gonna be able to let me borrow, their unit. So we're just gonna stick with the shiny Wumbo one. We're gonna pull our 5-star Gary from our alt account. We're also gonna pull our 5-star shiny Wumbo Hydra from our alt account, and then I'm hoping I can get my Sandbot back from DRX or borrow one from my buddy Mo. Big shout out to AL7RZ. We already know Mo from the Discord. Big help from him. So we're back with all of the best units in the game. I can't 5-star the MimicBob, unfortunately. I couldn't find somebody with the 5-star one, but we do have a 5-star power patty. I'm gonna change it to Sea Bear Sidekick. Everything is gonna have Sea Bear Sidekick, so don't worry about that. The Dream Gary is the only one that's not. I'm gonna go ahead and change that to Sidekick and Jellyfish Jam. So let's go ahead, change the traits. As we can see, see, the total DPS is a lie. 1.1 million a second. We already know these abilities are gonna go crazy on this thing. I am only gonna use the Muscle Bob in order to stop us from leaking at the very start, but once we pass the leak and we get our Dream Gary down, as well as a couple exotics, I am gonna remove the Muscle Bob, and we're gonna see how far these 4 exotics, the only 4 exotics in the game at this moment, can go in Endless. So I'm gonna go ahead and unlock my secret formula. We're gonna start instantly rolling for our Sea Bear. We got it already. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Dream Gary. Let's put Jellyfish Jam on this thing. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of secret formula, keep the sidekick. Let's get rid of that. Let's go get our Jellyfish. I just realized we already rolled past it, but we got the Jellyfish. We're gonna hop straight into this Endless. Let's go ahead and see how far these guys can get. Here on Con Street, we're gonna go ahead and turn on 5x. Let's start this wave. We're gonna hope that the Muscle Bob can get placed soon enough, which we already know it can. If anyone runs Endless, you know Muscle Bob's pretty cheap and one of the best starters you can run in this game. So let's go ahead, get that placed down, go ahead and place the Dream Gary as soon as possible, and I'll be back once we get all of the units placed. So I tried to place the units in the best possible spot. The MimicBobs could kind of go anywhere. These things do have okay enough range. Once I upgrade these, they should be full map coverage. The Hydras as well being Splash, and it already starts out at full map coverage. The Sandrobot still has really good coverage. The only one that really matters where we place it is the Garys. They have to be in the straight line up to the front base, so that way we can maximize the amount of damage that we're getting from them. We're gonna go ahead, upgrade all of these. We'll be back when we hit our final upgrade, so we can see how long it takes in the waves to finish upgrading this entire team. We're back on 493. We are finally able to click our final upgrade. We're 5,000 coins over, but that's okay. Let's go ahead, click this final upgrade. We did already upgrade our Garys as well, so we are max on everything just to be sure. Let's go ahead and check everything. Max on everything. So we're gonna go ahead. We'll be back at maybe, let's say 700, because I think these are gonna go far. We are back at about 619, a little bit further than where the Hydra Karens lost out at, and we're not even using our abilities yet. The Dream Gary is helping these units so much, but all of them together, they're just insane. I don't even think I have to start pressing abilities until about 800. I'm not going to turn it off 5x though. It would take way too long to get this video out, but we'll be back at maybe around 800 or whenever I feel like I need to start using the abilities. All right, guys, we're back on 804. We're going to go ahead and look at this boss. This is too easy for these exotics. I still haven't even pressed a single ability button. Even the boss after, this thing is going to get clean wiped like nothing ever happened. But I do want to use this as a representation that this is where the second boss is coming to. It's getting all the way to this corner. You're just going to see how busted these abilities truly are when you use them. So we had the bubble come right here. The big anchovies getting even further. I might even have to press an ability right now on this boss because it is getting kind of far. But I do want to see if these exotics can get to 815 without the help of abilities. I'm not too worried about leaking. I know that my abilities will be able to wipe it really fast if it doesn't get close, but it's looking like it is going to take it out even without the help of abilities. We're going to go ahead and start macroing the abilities now, or at least manually ability, because there's so many exotics that I can't even macro the ability. I have to manually do it. So we're still on 5x. Now we're using the abilities as much as we can. As you can see, this one has way more health than the first one did that I showed just a little bit ago, but with the abilities we can still knock it out. That's how much these abilities do per hit. Just watch how much this Gary does. Bang. Millions at a second. We're not even gonna leak. I know you guys may be worried, and we leak. We're gonna act like that didn't happen. All right, guys, I swear that was supposed to go different. So I'm not sure what happened that last wave, but as you can see here, these bosses are taking so much damage from all my units. Maybe it was because I was talking in the Discord and I was trying to deafen out, which is why I missed so much time. But as you can see, took out almost 500 million health enemy. We're gonna try to get to 900 for the video, and then maybe down the line we will do a world record run trying to get over 1,000, because that is held by big blocks. But you know we're coming for that. That's why we're always on the grind. If you guys can see my damage as I'm going through all of this, it looks like the best performing one by far is the Gary. The Gary's doing 5 times the amount as everything else. We got 2 billion on the Sandrobots. We have 2 billion on the Hydra Karens. We have 5 billion on the Garys. Almost 6 billion on the Garys. Even the MimicBobs, those are only at 1.5. Even though they did last the longest, I think think that's due to the MimicBobs got upgraded last. If I turn this down to 1x, I for sure could get over 950. I'm sure of it. These exotics are just way too broken. So we did somehow leak again, so we really do gotta clutch in to try and hit this 900. I'll try and go over the stats of everything before we lose out. If I think we're gonna lose out, I am just gonna call it and try and look at everything on 1x. But as you can see here, the Patrick Sandrobot is doing 212,000. Hydra is doing almost 600,000 at 577,000. 1,377,000 for the Prehistoric Gary and 173,500 for the MimicBob. Not bad stats for all these exotics, all these big dogs. We are gonna leak here, guys. RIP. If I made it to 1x, we for sure were getting over 900, but it's all good. We still got a really good run out of these exotics. You guys can see how strong they are. Even on 5x, we all know 5x is a little broken, but a total of 46, almost 47 billion damage, 15 total units placed. It's a little bit more than we actually did. And then 1 hour and 16 minutes, 25 seconds, 8,497 total takedowns for 882 total waves. Not bad at all for these guys. Let's go ahead and wrap up the video. So big thanks to the big dogs that I borrowed the units from, but overall, the best unit that you can get in this game right now is the Prehistoric Gary at 5 stars with the Power Patty and Neptune's crown on it. It's the best boss battler and the best endless runner. Then the next best is the Patrick Sandrobot. It is just slightly better than a Mimic, but not by much, maybe 15-30 waves max on the endless. Then it goes to the MimicBob being in third, and then Hydra Karen being the first ever released exotic, which is the most surprising to me. Actually, I thought it was one of the better ones, coming in dead last for Hydra, but that doesn't mean that she's weak. She's still one of the strongest units in the game, just not for boss battles. Boss battles, she's turds. Guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. You guys have been supporting the channel so much that I decided to make my own supporter series where I involve the supporters in every single video on Monday nights. We already did one video where I borrowed fans' units and we tried to take them into Camp Coral. If you want to see that, click on the video to the right. If you want to see a video that is very similar to this one, but with secret AoEs, click to the left. If you haven't already, liked, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you don't miss a video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.